This is Mr. Vargas, and this is part 7 to my platformer video tutorial series. And in today's video, we are going to add two things to our game. We are going to add an end of level goal. That's like the thing that you reach, at the end of a level, like in Mario, the flag at the end of the level that takes you to the next level. And we're also going to add either an NPC or a sign, something that shows a dialogue box so that you have a way to communicate with written text to the player. So first, let's start with the end of level goal. So I'm just gonna scroll over to the end of my level. And like I said, you could do a flag, you could do a door, you could do a treasure chest, you could do maybe if the goal of your game is to rescue survivors, it could be the survivors. My storyline is that we have this soldier, Captain Vargas, who was sent into outer space to fight these aliens, and these aliens are being controlled by these crystals. So his goal is to go to three different planets and to reach the crystal at the end so that he can stop it from controlling the aliens. So yeah, it's kind of complicated, but that's my story. So that's what I'm gonna make over here as a crystal. So I'm gonna hit create, and I'm gonna just call it goal. And let's see, under physics, I think everything is fine actually under physics. Now let's draw my end of level goal. So I'm just gonna resize the canvas, make it a little bit bigger. I'll do 3 wide, 2 tall. Then I'm going to erase the default block, and I'm going to use the line tool to draw kind of a pedestal with a crystal being held on top of it. So reduce the grid size. All right, so I'm gonna do, this is the bottom of the pedestal. Maybe it goes up to right here. Then it has maybe some prongs that are going to hold up the crystal. Okay. All right, and again, I'm doing this quick. You can take it, put more detail into it, make it look as good as possible. But I am doing this quick, so now let's do the crystal part. Let's see, maybe I'll do an outline with this darker blue. I'll use the line tool again just because it's quick. Okay, that's my crystal. Now let me fill this in with another shade of blue. And that's my goal. Let me just put a little blue right there. All right, that's my end of level goal. I'll press OK. Now it is time to code it. So the coding is pretty simple. We're gonna do behaviors, and we're gonna do when the player collides. So when the where's my player? Right here, player collides with the crystal, we are going to go to the next level. So game flow, load level, and we're going to click on load level and do next level and connect it. And that's it. Now, if you go to test this might not work because you might not have a next level. So if you see, I already added a blank level. All you do is click new level and it adds a blank level. So you should add a blank level to test it, because if not, it can't load the next level. If there isn't one, it'll seem like your code's not working. So make sure you add a blank level to test it, and let's actually test it right now. If your level is really large, you could just drag your character to the end, and then you don't have to actually play your entire level. But honestly, it's probably good practice to play it every now and then, tinker with it, make sure. And there it works. It takes me to the next level, which right now has nothing. It's just a blank white screen. So let me go to game levels and load my first level again. And now let's do our next thing. The next thing is it's basically I want you to have a way to show text to the player. This text could be story elements. It could be a character that's not an enemy who you just walk into and it talks to you. It could be little messages, little signs that are throughout your level that will give you hints about gameplay. So I'm going to do a little sign right here actually. So I'm gonna do create and you know what I'm gonna do today's I'm gonna do a sign. It's really the same thing as an NPC, but in a future tutorial I'll do another one as an NPC. And when I say NPC, I mean a non-playable character, so it could just be a character. But I'm gonna do a sign, and let's go to edit sprite, and I'm just going to erase that, resize the grid. 2 by 2 should, I think that should be good. I'll do 3 by 3. I might not use the whole thing. All right, then let's use, sometimes, notice how I deleted the block, and then now that I'm done, the block came back. Sometimes you have to hit the delete. It doesn't really work when you're in the resize screen. All right, so now let's do our sign. So I am going to pick a shade of brown, make my grid size a little bit smaller. I'll do this for the outline. And then I will, so this is like a wooden sign that's like on a stake that you kind of see in like medieval kind of things. All right, so it's a wooden sign. I'm giving it kind of like an irregular shape. Okay, and now I'm gonna fill it in with a lighter shade of brown. And then I'm gonna use black to make it look like there's some text that's scribbled on here. And when the player runs into this sign, it will show some text. All right. And there's our sign. I'm gonna lift it up a little bit. All right, and now let's code it actually. So let's click on it, hit edit, go to behaviors, and we're gonna use a collision block. When the player collides with this sign, we're gonna have it show an alert box. The alert box is under GUI, GUI for graphical user interface. Here's the alert box, and you can connect it to show. And then right here, you have to write your message. So you have to put the title. So you could write warning. So you write anything you want, obviously. I'm gonna write warning. So this is a sign from the enemies. Humans are not wanted. Leave now. Okay, and the button message will say okay. And then over here, you can set the background of the dialog box, the button color, and the text color. So I'm just gonna change it just for the sake of showing you. So let's pick like a dark blue for the background color. And for the button color, I'll pick maybe a green. I'm picking random colors. You should pick like something that's like matches your color scheme. For the text, I'll pick a yellow. Okay. And we'll press OK. There's a few more changes I'm gonna make, but I'm gonna press OK, and I just wanna show you some things. All right, so right there's our warning box. You see the background color is blue, the button color is green, the text color is yellow, and you can see my message there. So to get the box to disappear, you have to click OK. Now I'm gonna show you how to make it so that so you can press enter, so that the player doesn't have to remove their finger from the keyboard. Another thing I don't like is I don't like how I could just stand on top of the sign like that. So I want to fix that as well. So I'm gonna go back into edit game. Let's click on our sign. Let's go to physics. Take off solid but enable collisions. Right. So just real quick, look. Now you can kind of walk through the sign. Okay. If you want to walk in front of the sign, you can over here display order, just increase that to 2, and I think that would fix that. Yeah, so now you go in front of the sign if you think that looks better. So that's that. Now let's, I mentioned how instead of having to use the mouse to click on OK, perhaps you want them to be able to press a button. So I'm going to go to keyboard and I'm going to click on it, do change key, and I'm going to press enter. And now when you press down on enter, it will hide the alert. So now they can just press enter and it hides. Okay. One thing about the signs, they can get annoying if they're in the way. Um, so I like to put them in places where you're not gonna constantly be jumping into them. Something else that you could do if you wanted to, if it's a helpful tip, I wouldn't do this, but you could also make the sign destroy itself after the person clicks. You can go to components and put a destroyer. I'm pretty sure this will work. Let's test it real quick. You can put a destroyer there, and now once you press enter, yeah, now it's gone, the sign, so you don't have to worry about running into it over and over again. So that's just an option. Another thing you can do is you can chain alerts if you want. You can put another alert next to it, and once the person clicks on this first one, it'll go to the next one. I'm not gonna do it now, but you could do that if you want. And I think that's pretty much it. So that's a sign. That's the end of level goal, and that is the end of part 7. At this point, we have all of the components we need to make a level. We have our enemies, our collectibles, NPCs, the goal at the end. At this point, this is now where the grind begins. Now we get to make more levels using all of these components we've been making. So that's what I'll be doing in the next tutorial. Thank you for watching. Bye.